Okay, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Nice.
That's good.
Last two times we discussed the series circuit, and the homework is now. So how is the homework? Good.
Can you do 41?
41. Okay.
The longest problem.
You just have to do it like.
Before we solve any problems you may have for the homework, let me ask several questions. So what is a series circuit? Anyone?
It's a one path.
Only one path, right? So we need to have a source, we need to have a load, and we need to have a closed path. What kind of property does a series circuit have? The current must be the same. So that's the first thing. Right? How to calculate the total resistance? Add all of them together. How to calculate the individual power on each, for example, on each load?
Individual power.
What method, what rules?
Use the ratio.
Use the ratio. So we call that,
Kirchhoff's.
we have a special name for that. It's called voltage divider. Right? We divide the total voltage on each of the loads. So that's called voltage divider. And what law can be used for this series circuit? You just mentioned.
Kirchhoff's law.
What kind of law can be used for this one?
Kirchhoff's law.
Kirchhoff has at least two laws. Right? What law we are discussing? Voltage law. What does that mean? What is Kirchhoff's voltage law?
All the voltages add together.
All the voltages add up together. So okay, now what is a voltage? We don't discuss the very beginning concept. Okay, so for in the circuit, in the series circuit, how to find the voltage? For example, voltage A, V, A, B. What does that mean?
Voltage A compared to the ground, or compared to B.
Compared to B, right? What does VC mean? The voltage of C compared to the ground.
Yeah.
What is the voltage of ground?
Zero.
Always zero?
Or
Negative voltage.
Yeah.
The ground can be negative?
Around the zero.
Zero.
I think so.
Can be zero? No, it's always zero or can be negative?
It's always zero.
Always zero, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the, we define this ground is always zero. In electromagnetics, zero means infinity. Right? So you need to connect your ground to infinity, which is the earth and something. Okay. Can a voltage in the circuit lower than zero?
Yes. It's below ground.
It is below ground. That means the ground, the voltage of the ground is higher compared to that point. Right? Right. What else? Power. We have several ways to calculate power. How many methods? Three formulas, right? VI, V squared over resistance, and the current squared times resistance. Which one do you prefer to use to apply for series circuit? For example, I want to find the power on the first one, power on the second one, power on the third one. Which one of these three is might be better? R squared times R. Why? Because all the I will be the same, right? Once we find the I, then we can use this I for all resistance. Okay, perfect. Now, why do you have questions for the homework? Looks like everything is good.
We're talking about 41.
41. Let me see 41. Anyone has textbook? Anyone has a book? I cannot see you should have any problem.
No, I didn't see you.
Don't even know.
Don't want it? I real I'm like, hold on.
Homework 41, 42, 41.
Is it 41 that we have? Oh,
42, right, is on page 163. Find all the annual quantities. Looks like I don't like to draw the diagram.
that problem was so close.
Okay, anyway, this. Let me draw this. Circuit is
Yeah, you did that right here. He said right there. He always been right there. Boy.
this is 1. This is looks like 2. That is R2. This is R6. This is R3. This one is R4. This one is R5. Okay, what we know is this one equals 100. And what else? Okay, the current here equals 20 mA. And the voltage here equals V5 equals 6.6. And this voltage here equals 20. What else do we? Okay, P6 equals 112. And R3 equals R4. Okay? So now is R3 equals R4. Anything else? Did I miss? That's all? You know, right? Right? This circuit is ugly, right?
Yeah.
So we need to make this better. This chapter discusses the series circuit, so we need to know if this is series circuit, otherwise we cannot do it. Right? This is the source. Do we know the source?
Yeah, it's 12.
Okay, 30, right? The source is 30.
Whoa. It's 30? I thought it was like 12. It's 30 for real?
Yes.
Wow.
Alright?
Oh, we got this problem.
This one is 20. Alright, so this one cannot be used.
Maybe I'm confused about it.
This one here, we go from here. So this go up there. Looks like this is a series circuit. So we are going to redraw this. Alright, we are going to redraw this here. And this is R1. And we have R2. We have R3, we have R4, we have, we can draw here, R5. Let me put. One, two, three, 4, 5. I will draw this one. Anyway, it's series circuit, so I can draw anywhere. So this one 5 is here, and 6 is here. Okay. This is better, right?
Yeah. So you just like, yeah, it's the
Same circuit, right? Alright, but this voltage is between here and here. So it's between, let me write this R1, R2, R3, R4. This is 5, this is 6. And this voltage is between here and here. So this voltage here equals 20. And we know R1, R2 equals 100. This one equals 100 ohm. And 3 equals 4. And this current equals 20 mA. What does that mean?
20.
That means 20 mA is for all this, right? So this current equals 20 mA.
So all those is fine.
And this one equals 30. What else do you know? We know this power. Power equals 112 m1. What else? That's it? We want to know all the voltage, all the resistance, all the power, all the current that is not here, right? So what is the current here? I1 equals this, right? I2 equals this, I3 equals this, I4 equals this, I5 equals this, I6 equals this. Everything is this one. So the current is solved. Let's see the. Alright, now we need to determine the voltage. We know the current here equals 20 mA. Can we calculate this amount from this one, right? Because P equals current squared times this. So this one will be equals P divided by current squared. But you need to take care of the appropriate unit, right? So this one equals 112 times 10 to the negative 3 divided by 0.02 squared and give us the resistance here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Alright, so we know this. And we can also find the voltage here, right? So we know the voltage here, and we know the all current are known. And we know this, we know this. So this for this one, we already done. And for this one, we know the resistance, we know the current, so we can find the power, and we can find the voltage. What else? That's it, right?
Yeah.
So Ohm's law, we can find the voltage. Watt's law, we can find the. So this one, we know everything here. And what else? We know this voltage. We know this voltage. We don't know anything about phi.
R5.
R5, the voltage equals 6.6. So V5 equals 6.6. Okay?
So you gotta find the power.
Yeah, we can find the power, which is V squared. No, we don't know. We don't know that, right? Oh, we know the current here.
Oh, okay.
So we can find the power, P5, which equals this voltage times this. How about this one?
R5.
This one, the voltage equals the current times R. So from here we can also find this. So this one is right? We find everything here. So this one is gone, this one is gone, and this one is gone. So now
And
we know the voltage here, we know the voltage here. These two are equal. The resistance is equal. Does this mean the voltage V3, V4 are equal? Yes, right?
Yes.
Voltage divided. So this one, the voltage will be equal. Now, this voltage here,
Yes.
from here to here equals 20. And we know this one, and we also know this one.
Yes.
We use this, subtract this one, give us the voltage here. And we know they both are equal, so we divide by 2, we find each one. So we find this V3, good, and V4, and we also know the current here. So we can find the power here and the power here. So everything is right? What else? This one. We know this voltage here equals 20. We know the voltage here equals something, we calculate. And this voltage plus this plus 20, all this together, then plus this one will be equal to 30. So we use 30 minus this 20, it's all from here, which equals 10. Then 10 minus this one, then we get the voltage here. Right? Once you get this voltage, then we know the current, we can find the power. And also we can find the resistance. See, just the step by step, all manipulate these several formulas.
Yes, sir.
Eh?
That was a lot of fun.
Any further questions on this? All right, any further questions on others? Everything's good, huh? Okay, nice. We finished the series circuit. So what we are going to do next? Parallel circuit. What is a parallel circuit? Anyone can make a guess. And you can guess.
Two paths.
Multiple paths.
Multiple paths.
And it has voltages that are parallel with each other.
Yeah. What is parallel? They parallel to each other.
Two things.
We have multiple loops. Okay, that is for sure. But that doesn't mean multiple loops give us a parallel circuit. They all like a parallel. Yes, he said. What is parallel?
Two lines.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. When you connect the two resistors in series, right? Suppose you mark this terminal 1, terminal 2, terminal 1, terminal 2 for each one. Right? Yeah. So you need to connect 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. They must be different, right? How about in parallel? Suppose these two are this one is a resistor, this one is a resistor. In parallel, you need to connect like this. So the current goes all the way to this. In parallel, you need to connect like this, right?
Yeah.
So that means this terminal and this terminal we need to connect to each other. And these two are connected to each other. So that's called parallel. Right? And let's guess something. In series circuit, what is how about the current? All the same. Then what do you guess in for parallel circuit? All the voltage must be the same, right? Of course. This circuit is not in series, right? It's not in series, right? How many? Suppose if we have source here, suppose we have source. Okay, first one, all these four resistors connected in parallel. You can see if the current coming from this way, then the current will go this, go this, go this. They are not connected in series. So this, they have a common terminal. This part, this part, this part, this part, they connected in common. And the other terminals are also connected together. This is called parallel circuit. Now we connect a source to the parallel circuit. In series circuit, we said we have only one loop, closed loop. How can we see about this parallel circuit? We have only, I'll let you fill the blank. We have only, what?
One source.
One source, we can have two, we can have another source here. And we can put another battery here. That's
There's one common terminal.
one common?
Two.
I said only, I didn't say one or two, right? We have only two common terminals. Right? This one is, the other one is. Yeah. All components must be connected to this one and this one. So we can mark A on the top, B on the bottom. So we have only two terminals. That's it. Right? So this is called parallel circuit. We have more than one current branches. How many current branches do we have here? Current branches, in this case here, we need to include the source. So the first one is this one, right?
Yeah.
The second one is this one. The next one is this and up to 3. Then the last one is up to 4. Is this one also one? No. We can say yes, but this one has no source.
No source.
So far, we only see we have 4. Right? And later time when we study advanced circuit laws, we also see we have 4 here. No matter which 4 you choose, you can choose the 4 like this one, this one, this one, and this one. Or you can choose this one, this one, this one, this one. So anyway, we have 4 loops. Because all components are connected across the same voltage source, so the voltage across each is the same. Right? Like this one. For example, the source voltage is 5 volts. What will be a voltage meter read if it is placed across each of the resistors? If I connect the voltmeter like this, it will be 5, right? If I connect it to here, still 5. If I connect to here, 5, and here also equals 5. The total resistance in series circuit, we just add all of them together. In parallel circuit, how are we going to do it? We subtract, we guess. Resistance is and the conductance, they are reciprocal, right? So conductance times resistance equal to 1. So we may guess the total conductance will be equal to the sum of the individual conductance. This is true, right? So in series circuit, the total resistance equals the sum of individual resistance. And in parallel circuit, the total conductance equals the sum of each conductance. Right? But we are looking for the resistance. So this one is very relative. Right? The total resistance equals the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocals of individual resistors. What does that mean? An easier way to see is the total conductance equals the sum of the individual conductance. My example is this. We have this R1 equals 680 ohms. Second one equals 1.5 kilo ohms. The third one equals 2.2. What is the total resistance? Looking from this source to the right, right? We do not include this. Only what is the total resistance of these 3? This is the first one. We need to decide this is series or this is parallel. Parallel. Right? If it's series, we just add these 3 together. Right? We need to make very sure about this one because after 2 lectures, we are going to do this combinational circuit. That means we are going to have series, we are going to have parallel mixed together. Right? So it's totally different. When we calculate the total resistance, you need to determine if it's series or if it's parallel. Otherwise, we are going to mess up. Right? So in this case, either series or parallel. So that's very simple. This one is not series, so it is parallel. So parallel, the total resistance equals the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocal of each resistance. Right? What we need to write is the total resistance, RT, equals the reciprocal, that means 1 over something. Then the sum, we have this one plus this. We have 3, so we have 3 something plus something plus something. And for each one, it is called the reciprocal of the resistance. So that means that is 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3. That is the formula for the total resistance. Right? It is the reciprocal of the sum of the reciprocal of each resistance. So any question on this? Right? The easier way is set the conductance. What label we use for conductance? G. Good. Right? GT equals anyone give me the formula?
Q1 plus
G1 plus G2 plus G3. What is G1? How to calculate G1? 1 over R1, right? These two formulas are equivalent. Can you see these two are equivalent? Because if you move this one to the left-hand side, you need to move this one to the right-hand side. And this over this gives us GT. And this one is G1, this one is G2, this one is G3. Now, can you calculate what is the total resistance for that example? Everybody got a calculator? And calculate that. If you don't have a calculator with you, you can discuss it with, right? So you just, at least you need to know how to calculate it. If you have a calculator, then you just calculate. We need to calculate 1 over 680 plus 1 over 1500. We need to use the same unit, right? We cannot use 1 over 1.5, then you are going to mess up again. 1 over 1500. Eh?
I got it.
Plus 1 over 2200. Everybody knows how to convert this. This 2200. Then you add these three conductance together. Then you take the reciprocal of this. And the result, the unit will be in ohms. So what is it? 360? 360. Anyone get the same result?
386.
360? 386. 386. It's good?
Yeah.
1 over this one gives us the conductance. 1 over this one gives us conductance. 1 will give this one conductance. Add these three conductance, that is the total conductance. Then you take the reciprocal, you get this 386. Here, we know the formula, that is not very difficult to memorize. You need to memorize, right? And keep in mind, we need to take care of the unit. Right? Again, this one is 1 over 680, this one equals 1 over 1500. Don't use 1 over 1.5. If you really want to use 1 over 1.5, you need to use 1 over 2.2. And for this one, you need to use 1 over 0.68. Okay, perfect. Then the result will be equals kilo ohm. That will be equals 0.386 kilo ohm, right? A special case is if we have only two in parallel. That is very common. So that's why we have a special formula for this. This formula is derived from here. We have only two, so we have this 1 over these two add up together. We multiply on the top and the bottom by R1, R2. So on the top, that will be R1 times R2. On the bottom, R1, R2 cancel this one, so this gives us R2. And R1, R2 cancel this, gives us R1. So that's R2 plus R1, or it's R1 plus R2. So if we have only two resistance, then the total resistance will be the product of the two divided by the sum of the two. Does it make sense? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now let's try an example here. We use this one. Recall in series circuit, if I want to calculate the total resistance, I need to add all of them together. But I can add 2 by 2, right? So the first 2 get a result, then add to another one, get a result, then add another one, get a result. Here, we can use the same procedure. So I calculated the sum of these 2. Then, once I get the total, I calculate this total, subtotal,
Okay.
then with this one.
These two, okay.
Alright? One by one. Now can you do what is the sum of these two? Use the formula we just mentioned.
Can you go
The
back?
product of the two divided by the sum of the two. Alright? The formula is here. This one. And the product of the two divided by the sum of the two.
168.
So this one times this, again, we need to use the same unit. Divided by this one plus 1500, what do we get?
468 ohms.
468, alright? 468 ohms. Now this one equals 200. Then we combine the sub here, then with this one. So we use 468, right? Times this one, then divided by 468, then plus this one. Again, we use this formula. And we are going to get the same result, 386. Right? It's good? I said this formula is valid only for 2. How about if I have 3? I will put R3 on the top plus R3 on the bottom. Agree with me? Somebody, yes? Anyone says no?
I'd say no on that one.
No, alright? That's no. I already said this formula only works for 2. Right? If you have 3, you put 3 here plus 3 here, definitely wrong. Why? For example, you check the unit. What is the unit on the top? For this formula, ohms times ohms equals ohm square, right? 2 ohms multiplied together. On the bottom, ohm plus ohm equals ohm. So you cancel ohm square over ohm, so that's the unit is ohm. If I use 3 on the top, R3, then plus R3. On the top, we have 3 ohms multiplied together. On the bottom, we have only 1 ohm. We divide, the unit will be ohm square, which is not the unit for this RT, so definitely wrong. If you really want to use for 3, the formula is, if you have interest, the formula will be RT equals, on the bottom, that is, on the top, that is correct. R1, R2, R3 multiplied together. On the bottom, that will be R1 times R2 plus R2 times R3 plus
R3 times R1.
yes, perfect. R3 times R1. So you can see they are in the loop, right? 1 times 2, 2 times 3, 3 times 1. So on the top will be this one. So that's one. Good. How about if we have 4? Anyone can generalize this?
R1, R2.
What is on the top?
R1,
1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so R1, R2, R3, R4, all multiplied together. What is on the bottom?
R1 plus R2. I mean R1, R2 plus R2, R3 plus R3, R1 plus R1, R4. And R2, R4.
So you are going to have 6, right? You are going to have 6, but this unit is ohm to the power of 4. What you have is ohm squared, so you cancel, you get ohm squared, so it's not correct.
Oh.
And this one will be R1, R2, R3.
Yep.
You ignore this. Then plus R1, R3, R4. That means you ignore this.
See, I knew I was tripping.
Right?
It just got me.
Then plus
R2,
R1, R3, R4. You ignore this. Okay, now the last one is this one. You ignore this. R2, R3, R4. So you can see this one is not. If 5, then we don't like this, right? Right? So this is just for fun, right? So what formula? If we have 5, what formula are you going to use? the conductance add up together equals the total conductance. So that's it. So what we use is the GT equals G1 plus G2 plus G3 plus G4 plus no matter how many we have. So that one is much easier than this one. From resistance, usually we are given resistance. So you just take the reciprocal, we get conductance. So you take the first step, calculate all the conductance of all resistors, then add up them together, you get the total conductance. Then you take the reciprocal, you get the total resistance. Okay. Any questions? Now we calculate this one. What is the total resistance? We make sure we are good. The total resistance of 27K and 56K. Can you do that?
Yes.
Or you can just tell me how to do this.
You multiply
27 times 56 divided by 27 plus 56. We do not use any unit here. So what is the final unit? Kilo-ohm. Because on the top we have 2 kilo-ohms, on the bottom we have only 1. We cancel, so the unit must be kilo-ohm. Does it make sense? Yes. So we always keep very clear what unit we are using, then we can save a lot of time. The result equals 18.2 kilo-ohm. Okay, next one is again, we are going to tabulate to calculate the voltage, the current, the resistance, maybe the conductance, and maybe power for the circuit. We are going to have a table for this. Now, I'll let you fill this table. Every information we need is in the circuit and in the table. The table is Vs equals 5.
Voltages on the 5.
Let's do some together. Okay, the resistance equals there. Okay, we already calculated the total resistance equals 386.
Yeah.
What is the next one we want to calculate?
Voltage is the same.
What is the same?
5.0.
So V1 equals 5, V2 equals 5, V3. That's the easiest one, right? If you don't have time, first one, you fill this blank, right? You get the point for this. What's next?
Current.
The current. How are you going to calculate current?
V over R.
V over R, that's the Ohm's law, right? That's very simple. So V1 over R1 equals I1. Can we fill I1 equals I2 equals I3? All these together?
No.
The same? They are not the same. That is only valid for series circuit. This is a parallel circuit. So for I2, we need to use V2 over R2. I3 equals V3 over R3.
Yeah.
How about the total?
Total what?
The total current.
Oh, plus no.
This one. We already calculated this equals this one over this. This one equals this over this. This one equals this over this. How about this one?
Just add them up.
We add all this together. Correct or not?
Yeah,
How do you know?
because the total you thought you have.
Oh no, this total we do not do like that. We cannot add this, add. That's not equal to this. Why is that current add up together that's equal to the current?
Because my gut says so.
Huh?
Say it again.
Who said that?
Because my gut tells me how it is.
You said we just add total, just add up together. Oh, yeah, that is not true for this. We cannot this add together equal to this. That's not.
We vote the sum over R.
My question is why?
Oh,
It says this one.
Just use.
Okay, use this one or this one, right? Yes, this one was it. This is definitely correct. But your guess is also correct. This one will be equals this plus this plus this. My question is why? How do you know?
Oh, because
Who knows this? First,
Because of proportion.
The differences between.
It's in relation to voltage.
The ratio.
So who knows this first?
The ratio stays the same, so they
In
end
the
up.
force.
Kirchhoff, right?
Right?
He knows the current law add up together equals the total the voltage law, all the individual voltage add up together equals the voltage for the loop. And he also knows this, all the current add up together must be equal to what? Equals to the total, or equal to 0. Just like in the voltage law. We are going to discuss this in detail later time, but this is Kirchhoff's higher law. So this is true. This one plus this equals this. That is good, right? The power, this one is very easy to calculate, right? How many methods can we use this? 3. In this case, we can use V squared over R. Right? And this one, can we use this squared over this to get this one?
Yeah.
Is this also equal to all this add up together? It should, right? No? Looks like this one is not the sum of this. So, see, somebody says no.
No.
No? Use this one squared divided by this, definitely correct. But if we add all this power together, it will be equal to this?
No.
It should.
It should. But if you look at this, it looks like a kind of fishy, right? Not that confident. Okay, the result is yes. If we want to prove this, that's easy. You just use those formulas. You plug in, then you can find. So what is this over this squared over this, plus this squared over this, plus this squared over this, all this voltage are the same. And you can find that one equals this over squared over that. They are the same thing. They just that formula. I can show you this. So look at this. What is the first power? The first power is V1 over V squared over R1, right? V1, all the V must be the same. So just V squared over R. What's the second power? V squared over R2. Right? And V, again, is the same. The third one is V squared over R3. And our question is this one equals to the total squared over RT? This is P1, this is P2, P3. This is P total. This one is good, this one is good, this one is good, this one is good. Now add this together, is this one equal to this? Now look at this, are they equal?
What?
Is this one equal to this?
No.
Alright, let me
Yes, it is.
move this, because this V squared is a common factor. Let's move this one out. So this one will be this, plus this, right? Move this V squared out.
Yeah.
And this one, I will put this one to make it look similar like this. Now, can you see this are equal?
Yeah.
Because both sides have V squared, so I will divide it by
never
V
mind,
squared. This parenthesis is usually scalar, so I'll just remove this. Is this correct?
Yes.
This is how we calculate the total resistance for parallel circuit. And we know this is true, so that means this one is a yes. So we prove that if we calculate the power here, add up together, it should be this. Or you can use V squared over this one, they come to the same result. Theoretically, now we are confident they must be the same. If in the lab, you find this one add up together not quite equal to this one, that is because of error. Any questions on this? It's good? First one, all 5. Then current here, not necessarily equal. We understand that, right? because that's inversely proportional to the resistance. Because all the voltage will be the same, right? So we can make another guess. For example, if this one, okay, we make assumption. If this one double this voltage, this one double this. This one double this. Assume. This one will be, this one will be half of this? I think we have this test in first midterm. If this one is twice as large as this one, this one will be half as this one, right? If this one is half of this one will be twice as large as this one. So that is because Ohm's law, current equals V over R. All the ways be the same. So the current is inversely proportional to the R. Now we are going to use this concept to guide our practice. For example, in the lab, if you have a parallel circuit and you connect like this one, which if you found one resistance is bad, remember in the test, what does that mean? A resistance is bad. Most probably, what does that mean? If the resistor is damaged, usually it is a short, open, or something. What is it? Short. A short. This is in the test, right? It will be open. Means it is a burn, it's broken. Like for example, your light bulb, and not this LED type, it is the original with wires inside. If it is burned, that means the wire is broken. So there will be no current flowing through it, that means it's dead. So the resistance will be equal to infinity. It is open. So that means that is a bad. Now, if these several resistors connect to in parallel, I said one is bad. Which one has the most probability?
608.
For these three, okay, it says 680. Why? I ask some others to explain this. Do you agree with his conclusion? If these three, one is bad, right? So you guess, you troubleshoot this one. You may guess, okay, which one? First one he said try the 680. Why you want to try that one? Why you guess this one probably will be bad? Because it is smallest resistance. So the current on it will be the maximum. The current will destroy your device. For example, if we have thunderstorm, you have a large current in very short time, but the current is like 22,000 amperes, then will destroy it. So that is possible. So the first thing we need to check is small resistance. Does it make sense? If in series circuit, suppose these three are connected in parallel, in series. If one is bad, which one do you guess?
The first one.
The first one still 680? If there are several resistors connected in parallel, in series, I said one is bad because there's no current anymore. So one must be bad. So which one you want to check first? The smaller resistance or the biggest resistance?
The small.
The smaller resistance.
Does the most current through.
The biggest.
Oh
Oh yeah.
The resistance can't get.
Okay, the biggest resistance, right? Why?
Because the current can't get through it.
Why? Yeah. If current cannot get through one, then the current cannot get through others because they are in series.
Yeah.
So why you want to check the larger resistance?
Dissipating the most energy.
Because what?
Dissipating the most power.
Yes. So because all the current will be the same, right? So current squared times R, so that gives us the maximum power. Or we can say the maximum voltage is applied on it. because the voltage equals the current times the resistance. All the current will be the same. If the resistance is large, then the voltage is large. So big voltage, large voltage also can destroy it. Right? So that is the common technique when you need to troubleshoot a circuit. Does it make sense? All this we can derive from this theory. So once you study all these theories, don't just finish the homework and then throw away. You need to think, find something inside. Okay? If you double check this, the first three current add up together is indeed equal to the total current. And the power is, we know how to calculate this, power 1, power 2, power 3, and PT can be calculated by two methods at least. Right? We can use V squared over RT, or we can add those three together. Alright, next one, Kirchhoff's current law. Anyone want to tell me what is the Kirchhoff's current law before we even know what current KCL is?
It all equals 0.
Huh?
All the current equals 0.
All the current add up together equal to 0. What current?
In the parallel circuit.
In the parallel circuit, across each. Remember, I asked you a question. In a series circuit, we have only one loop.
Yeah.
In parallel circuit, we have only two terminals. So for each terminal, the sum of all the current will be equal to 0. That is the Kirchhoff's current law. Does this make sense? We don't even have a theory, we just guess. Because this is very similar to series circuit. The sum of the current entering a node is equal to the sum of a current leaving the node. Again, this is very true, this is correct. And usually this is the first statement when we discuss KVL, so KCL. Just like in KVL, we said all the voltage drops add up together equals the voltage source. Remember when we discussed KVL at the beginning? It says all the voltage drops on the resistor will be equal to the total voltage source. But I said we don't like this. What we said is the total sums, the sum of the total resistance, voltage, including the voltage drop on the resistor, including the source, add up together must be equal to 0 for a closed loop. Here is the same thing. This one is correct. But I would like to see all the current entering a node. I don't care if it's enter or out. I consider everything as entering. Then add up together equal to 0. Does this make sense to you? For example, we have a classroom here. We have two doors, front and back. Somebody coming in from the back. Somebody coming out from the front. If I keep the inside, for example, the number is constant, for example 0, or for example 10, fixed. That means the total numbers coming in will be equal to the total number getting out. For example, now we have, for example, like 25 students, right? I keep this number the same, always. Then if I have 1 coming in, then I must have 1 coming out. The total numbers in will be equal to the total numbers out. That is what we have here. But I would like to see the total numbers coming in this classroom will be equal to 0. Why? Because coming in, it says, okay, positive. If you're getting out, we say you are negative. For example, in some time, we say we have 3 coming in, so the number equals 3. If at the same time we have 3 getting out, then we say that the is negative 3 coming in. So positive 3 from back and negative 3 from the front. So 3 plus negative 3 still equals 0. That is very similar to the KVL. We said all the add up together equal to 0. This one is the same. Now you may say, which current directions should we use? Should we say all the current coming in equal to 0, or all the current getting out equal to 0? Which one is correct? Both are correct. correct, right?
Yeah.
Coming in, add up together equals 0. Or coming out, add up together equals 0. But we have a convention later time because we need, this is the foundation, the first class for electrical engineering technology. Later time, I would prefer we consider only the current coming in. If you have current coming out, you put a negative sign before it. So you only count the current coming in as positive. Does it make sense? Okay. Now let's look at this one here. We verify this. If we consider the node on the top, the circuit is not here, but you can still imagine, right? Circuit, there's a source here, positive, we have 3 in parallel. Still remember that, right? We consider the node because Kirchhoff's current law means refer to a node. We only apply KCL to a node. We apply KVL to a what? Again, if I let you fill out blanks. We apply KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, to a loop. To a loop. We apply KCL to a node, not to a loop, to a node. So as we said, for parallel circuit, simple parallel circuit, we have 2 nodes. In this example, we have top one, we have bottom one. Right? Now we consider the top one. This one is in or is out? Or we consider the top node. Now you imagine you have the picture, right? You have the circuit. This one, right? I'll let you see. Look at this circuit. Pay attention to the polarity of the source.
Oh, yeah, that's in.
Everybody see the source, right?
Yes.
The positive is on top. Right? Now, I1. Is this in or out?
And
We refer to the node on the top.
Okay.
Is this in?
That's a positive. That's in. Base positive is coming in the bottom.
I think this is out. Out of the node.
Could be, but I think it's going in.
No, you cannot say could be because we're very specific.
I thought you said the top one was positive, so that means that.
So let me draw the circuit here, right? So this is the source like this, and we have this one, and we have this one here, and we have this one here. We consider the top node. We have one node, right? Top node is this one. This one is the one node. All this part is the same, right?
Yeah.
Is A. So we consider this node. Definitely we have another one here, but we are going to do this later time. So this current going this way, right?
Yeah.
Because this one is positive, this is negative, so the current will go this way. So that's why I said this current is out of the node.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Does it make sense? So this one going out. Or you draw like this one here, okay? Like this. So this one is the source, and this one we connect all this together to a point like this one. Now this is better. This is one node. This is one node. This one looks better than this, right? So this one is in, right?
Yeah.
This one is out, out, out. So all the current, 3 current, I1, I2, are out. So this says the sum of the out will be equal to the sum of the in. This plus this one will be equal to this one.
So,
Does it make sense? Now for the node B, this one will be in or out. For the node B, for the bottom node, is this one out or in? Out, right? Because this one here, look at that. This one need to go. This one is in, right? I1 for node B, that will be in. And this one will be in, this one will be in. And the source current will be out.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, these three add up together still equal this. Now, as we said, we prefer use the in. Right? So this one will be, what number is this? 7.4. Should I use 7.4? We use negative, right?
Yeah.
What I said is the total current coming in will be equal to 0. Still remember this sign, right? Means for all the current signal, all the current add up together. This is incoming current add up together. So this one is negative 7.4.
Yeah.
The second one is negative 3.3. The next one is negative 2.3. And the source current is positive. Right? That one equals 13. And this one add up together must be equal to 0. If you move this 3 negative to the right, okay, that is this one. So we have two different representation for the Kirchhoff's current law. One is, okay, all the in current equals all the out current. Or you can see all the in current add up together equal to 0. As I said, right now, if you, for example, given a question like the homework of 42, 42 is investigating the series circuit. You calculate everything, the voltage, the current, the resistance. If you are given another similar circuit, but in parallel, also let you calculate all this current, voltage, something, you are going to use a KCL. Definitely you can use all the current out equals all the current in, no problem at all so far. But later time, you will find better use all the current in add up together equal to 0. So I suggest start from now, you just use that convention. All the current coming in equal to 0. Last time we discussed the voltage divider. Anyone still remember the voltage divider? First one, voltage divider rule apply to what circuit? Series circuit. What is the detail of the current voltage divider? The ratio of the resistance equals the ratio of the voltage, right? And now we use the simplest circuit. We have two voltages divide one voltage source. Can you give me what is V1? V1 equals what? Let me draw the circuit. R1, R2, and Vf. I want to know the voltage on R1. Can I use voltage divider? No. Why? This is a parallel circuit. I want to use I need to use a series circuit. Okay. It is like this. This is good, right?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Right? This is good. What is V2 here?
R2 over R2 plus
V2 equals R2 over
the ratio R1 plus
R1 plus R2
times
times Vs. Right? That's perfect. And this V1 equals R1 over R1 plus R2 times Vs. Right? So that is the voltage divider. Now we are going to discuss the current divider. Current divider will be, this one is a voltage source. That means we use this voltage. Now this current, we are going to have a current source. So suppose we know this total current here. I will draw like this. Here, and if I have one like this, one like this. And this one is R1, this one is R2. So we have a current source here, we have R1 and R2 in parallel. What I want is what the current on this and the current on here. First one, let me ask, what is I1 plus I2?
Equals IF.
Equals IF, right?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because that's
That is what law?
Kirchhoff's current.
Kirchhoff's current
Current
law.
law.
Right? This must equal this plus this.
Yeah.
Right? So now what is, so that means these two divide this one. Right? Each one gets a share of the total.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called a current divider.
Yeah.
Right? Current divider. So what is I1? We compare to this, it looks like we need to get a portion of the total current. So this one will be times IF. That one must be here, right? It's a divide. That means it only get a portion of the total. So now the question is, what is that fraction? What is that share?
Which one are we
R1.
finding?
We are looking for this I1 first.
So R1 times IS over R1 plus R2.
So equals R1 over R1 plus R2.
Yep.
Yes? Okay, now let's make some extreme. That is this is a very useful technique when you troubleshoot, right? Suppose this is short. Or we assume this one is open. If this one is open, that means this resistance equals infinity, right?
Yeah.
This one is broken. So all of what is I1? If this R2 equals infinity, is open. This is open. What is I1? Will be IS, right?
Yeah.
Because there will be no current flowing this way. Right? All current. Now look at this. If your R2 equals infinity, very, very large, what do we have? For example, R1 equals 1K. This one equals 1K. This one equals infinity. What do we get from this formula? Zero. But we said this one is supposed to be equals IF. Is something wrong here?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
R2.
The formula is wrong. Right? Our reasoning are perfect. If this is open, there will be no current. This current will be equal to the total.
Yeah.
All these kind of questions, I believe you know these kind of questions in the first midterm, right? You have this kind of if this is open, then that one equals what or something like this. This is all troubleshooting, right? If this one is open, that means this equals infinity. Then there will be no current flowing this. All the current IS will be here. So I1 equals IS. There's no problem at all. But from this formula, R1 is limited. For example, equals 1K. This one equals 1K. This one equals infinity. Very, very, very large. So this one will be 0. Then times this one equals 0. It's not equals IS. How to? This formula is wrong. How to change this formula?
Take out R2.
Take R2.
Take out R1.
Then, for example, if R2 equal to 0, if you want to take this out, that means this is always equal to this. Then if you want, for example, if this one is short, all the current will flow to this way, right? This current will be equal to 0. So if this one is short, that means this one equals 0. This one is short. Then I1 will be equal to what? If this one is short, all the current will flow this way. And this I1 will be equal to 0. If you said you remove this one, then it's still equals to IS. Okay, this one is not true. Okay, I don't want to torture you, but I just tell you the as easy as this. The bottom keep the same. The top, if you calculate I1, you use R2. If you calculate I2, this is the same, this is the same,
I1.
I1, R1.
Yeah.
That's if there's a difference, okay.
That is the whole current divider. So you need to distinguish these two. Memorize.
Oh.
Don't be confused.
Okay.
A voltage divider, the larger the resistance, the larger the voltage.
So what if there's more than one? There's more than two.
Okay, that is a very good question. So for more than, for example, if we have 3, first one, let me ask, what are you going to? If we have 3, there's a R3 here.
Yeah, right.
I want to know this one. What method are you going to use?
I'll just use the V.
We don't have weight.
Yeah.
We have only the total current here.
Conductance.
Use R2, 3.
Again, we use a current divider. The question is how to divide
Yeah.
between 3.
But R2 on top, we use R2 plus R3 on the bottom.
Right.
R3 on the top.
Since he's trying to hold it like
Right? Any? First one, we can use that one like, how about R, for example, if I want to calculate our current one, how about I combine these two first?
Yeah.
Can we combine these two?
Yeah.
The total resistance and equals this.
Yeah.
Combine with this. I do not say add, right? Add, you're missing, okay, this total equals R2 plus R3, which is not correct. So I said these two combine means R2 times R3 over R2 plus 3, then this one, this 2 will be reduced to 1. Oh, we are discussing how to, that is next lectures, going to how to simplify circuit. Then now we have 2, we can use this method. If you really want to find the formula for this, we don't ask like in the 3 add up together, we do not, in parallel, we do not like this method. But if you do, you can use the conductance. And look at this. I can remove this. Right? So the current 1 equals R1 over R2 over R1, R2 plus R2. Then times IF. 3, that's not easy. So let's do something. This one will be equal to here. And on the top and on the bottom, I divided by R1, R2 at the same time. I will divide it by R1 and R2 at the same time. So what is on the top? 1 over R, I just do this. This R2 divided by R1, R2. At the bottom here is also divided by R1, R2. Right? That's what I did, right? So this one here, on the top, 2 will cancel, so equals 1 R1, right? On the bottom, this one cancel this, so we have 1 over R2. This one cancel this, so we have 1 R1. Add up together. Now, can you figure out the formula for this? Actually, this one equals, what is this? We give it a name. Conductance. So that is G1 over, what is this?
G1.
G1.
G2.
This is G2. That is IF. It's good? So I1 equals this. Oh, that one is much better.
Yeah.
So now can you generalize. If we have 3, this one, not one here. R3. How to calculate this current?
We just added G3 on the wall.
We just add G3 at here. Does it make sense? So what we have is here, that's total IF is plus G3. Yay. If we have 4, R4, then again we calculate the G4, then we have G4 here. So this is very similar to the voltage divider in this way. So again, in series circuit, we use resistance better. In parallel circuit, we better use conductance. But the most probably when we go to the lab, we know, okay, this is a resistor, that's a resistance. We do not see this is a conductance, this is a conductor, this is conductance. We usually see resistor. But we need to know, we need to be able to look at the resistor as a conductor. And the value, the resistance, look at the resistance as the conductance. Just use the reciprocal. Sometimes make a lot of things will much easier, just like this. If you still insist use this resistance to calculate, to divide this current, then you know that must be a lot of mess here. But this one is very neat, this formula. Does it make sense?
Yes.
How to summarize this? In voltage divider, the voltage is proportional to the resistance. In current divider, the current is proportional to conductance. So the larger the conductance, the larger the current. Any question on that? I mean, I write this one, right? So let you to think this more. Right? In series, the voltage is proportional to, in series circuit, the voltage is proportional to, look at this, the voltage equals R times R, right? So this one is the same. So that means this is a constant. So the voltage is proportional to the resistance. In other words, the larger the resistance, the larger the voltage. We just mentioned. Because in series circuit, if we said this one is better, then you are looking for the bigger resistance because this one has the maximum voltage or the power, so this one may damage. Right? So this is proportional to one. I will write this one. The voltage is proportional to the resistance, like this. This is means proportional. In parallel circuit, can you give me a similar statement? The current is proportional to this one is the resistance, conductance. So that means the current is proportional to conductance. Are you sure of this?
Yes.
How to prove this? Ohm's law, voltage equals the current times R, right?
Yeah.
Now in the parallel, this one is the same. That makes sense? This is constant. And this R is 1 over G, right? This R, the R here is 1 over G. Does it make sense? Or I can move this G to this side equals current. Move this one to this side, this one. Now for all the branches, the voltage is the same. So that means the current is proportional to the G. Current proportional to G. So we need to make this very clear. Right? In the series circuit, the larger the resistance, the larger the voltage drop. In the parallel circuit, the larger the conductance. You think the conductance, what does that mean? Easy to flow, right? The larger the conductance, the larger the current. It's easy to understand. So you need to memorize this. If you have open in the parallel, then there will be no current. If you have open, that means the conductance equal to 0. The conductance equals 0. Why do we have current? The current must be equal to 0. Right? Any further questions on this? There are a lot of things that I think will be useful for your further studies, not necessarily in this class. Right? A lot of concepts maybe won't be tested in this class, like all these things. Right? This is a little bit too much for this fundamental introduction to electronics. But I hope if you write some notes a little time, you will find this very useful. Right, so this still have 0 minutes, right? Okay, those are the summary of the current, right? So you can see the current 1 equals on the top, that is R2. And that one is R1. So again, this formula is not beautiful, not as beautiful as that conductance. If we use conductance, then current divider and voltage divider will be in the same form. Proportional. This one is like inversely proportional. That is not a good. Note the subscript resistors in the numerator is not the same as the one for which current is found. Opposite. And this is only valid for 2. If you have 3, don't even think about using this method. This method will be, I don't even know, cannot remember this one. If we have 3, this one maybe on top, maybe, I guess, okay? On the top, that will be I2 times R3. So this one will be R1, I don't know. So I prefer using that conductance definition. So pay attention to this. In the textbook, we always use this one. For 2, that is okay. You just memorize. All this yellow mark highlighted, pay attention to this. Don't make mistake. And this one is example. We know how to do this, right? We mentioned several examples. The conclusion is the larger resistor has smaller current. We prefer says the smaller the conductance, the smaller the current. Right? The solution is this. You just write the formulas, plug into numbers, get the result. That is the right way to solve the problem. Right? First one, give us the formula. Then plug into numbers. Then you give us the result. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks.
One on the group.